Hey there guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another Space Engineers video. This is a bit of an odd one today, because, well, as you can see there's plenty of things around to be seen. So let's start with the, let's go in order of things that I've been doing, sort of thing. So let's start with these four little ships here, even though some of them look pretty much similar, but if you look at very closely you can notice some differences. I can't remember where I started first. Let's start with the cargo one up here. So, if you remember the long-range scout that I done, I kind of used that kind of build to make a small little cargo ship, which is this thing here. I'm quite proud of it. It works pretty well. Can't remember what I've done with it, what I've got set up with it. Yeah, it's a hair on my mouth. That's not useful. Alright, there we go. Get back to what I was saying. Get in there. Hub. There we go. So yeah, I've got the antenna on off, locking, the connectors on off and things, and reactor, I believe. There's too many things to see. It's a shame you can't turn the broadcasting things, all the all the broadcasting things off, but not your actual hub. Maybe that's an idea that they should do, because it's quite hard to see what's here with everything. But yeah, and there's a script, I think, for maybe I wonder, is it the one I think it is? Hang on. Okay, so where's me programmable block? Do I have a script in here? I do have a script in here, and it is the SOS beacon one, so yes. Let's, so if I run that, it will make the beacon on here somewhere, wherever I put it. I think it's somewhere in behind there. Go SOS. So that's a bit of a useful one there. So then I went on to, I believe, the interceptor, which is this one here. It has 4 Gatling guns. There's a bit of an odd... How does I do that with this? Yeah, they'll put them so that they all can collect things in the top. These three? 4? Yeah, these 4. But the actual cargo one can actually connect there. Small cargo vessel, yeah. And then interceptor has just that way for refueling. It was an idea of how I was trying to make things that all look unified, and it kind of looks fine, but I've kind of gone differently since then, which I'll get to eventually. So this one has Gatling turrets with enough ammo in it. It has things on the bottom here. Let me just do that. It's a launch drive, so to say, so you can turn them on if you're in like a launch tube for gravity. Locking there. Toggle block on and off there, and it has a projector in it so that it can be refixed, so it can project itself out and then go into like a repair station to get rebuilt. I think I added that bit in at the end of it later on after I built the heavy bomber here, but that's I'll get to that in a minute. So then we come to the just normal bomber, and if I go underneath, because as you can see, this one has open things and has engines on the inner parts of it, just. And you come down here, this one doesn't, but it has, like, 8 reloadable rocket launchers from the bottom. So it's basically just the, light bomber sort of thing. Connecting, I'll go into there, obviously it has that thing, launch drive again, on-off, antenna, locking antenna, and projector again for itself. And then if we go on to the heavy bomber, this one is a bit of a more complicated one. It has the opening there, but it's a bit different in that it has a connector on the sides with a battery and obviously whatever they are again. I can't remember what they are. What are you? Tell me. Whatever, the explosive stuff. Why can't I remember? And obviously it's launch things here. It's a little bit of a not so pretty looking one, but I thought it kind of works with the rest of them. It's not one that I would put as a normal ship. It would be them two, which would really be, if I was to set up a fleet with them, it would literally just be them two. This is just a demo type version. So if I went into here, it has the projection for itself again, which is probably to get so that it can rebuild up its things, launch drive again, landing pads, antenna, and then it has its launching process for the actual bombs. Warheads, that's the word. God, blimey. So it has the battery to charge on and off, I believe. I can't remember exactly what it is. Probably recharge on and off. There we go. And then it has the thrusters to turn on, then it disconnects the... Yeah, disconnects the connector blocks. Connectors? No, merge blocks. Blimey, going really stupid here today. I don't know why I can't think. Right, so that's those four. I will, now that I've made a video for them, put them all up on the workshop. They have been around in my, this thing, blueprint screen for a while, because I built them a while ago. And now we come to this thing. So the supply vessel, with the new name of things that's going to be coming. This one has been made very differently. This one is actually made out of like ramps, the curved ramps, and I'm quite proud of how it looks. It looks a bit horrible in the pictures, but it actually looks pretty good like this. So DTI, which is the Danabtech Industries. I tried to think of something that would be DT, diantenary. Just, yeah, and if anyone knows what Deneb is without Googling it, then well done for knowing what that is. I'm assuming I'm pronouncing it right. I believe I am. But what I'm trying to do with my new small ships now is, on this side here, there is a small cargo container, which does contain... should contain... It doesn't contain. Well, I don't know why it doesn't. Interesting. It should contain like 2 ounces of fuel, but for some reason it's not in there. Or if I put it in here for some reason. Because then there's the... it's probably in here. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's in here. Let me move it back over. So there's the... It's the emergency reactor. So basically, if it runs out of fuel, it always has emergency fuel in this container, which you can put into that emergency reactor, so that you can actually then refilter your fuel into the actual reactors that are inside, because you can't access them from anywhere else. And it has a remote control block for autopilot to long distances. It has a beacon there, which I haven't set up for like the SOS or anything, because I just couldn't be asked today, or whilst I was making that one. It has a spotlight, antenna, landing gears, and it has 2 connection points. One of them is an input and one of them is an output, because there is inside, if I go F8, I don't know how far away I am from where I am. Where am I going? Supply vessel, not that one. Supply vessel is where I think I am. Yep, there we go. I've got my lights on as well, didn't realise that. So if I was to fly inside here, somehow, it's very hard to see. Not as good when you... It's all very well in DirectX 11, but it's a bit difficult to see what I'm trying to see through this stuff. Right, so you got the... Slow down a bit so I can see. Right, yes. You've got connector there, and it has input and output, sorting conveyors. It has 2 more remote control blocks there for like landing or connecting up to these connectors, depending on where the ship station and stuff is. You can see another connection sorter there. That's the same the other side for uranium to go into the main reactors, which is the same the other side. And this has about... How many has it got? That's a splitter, so that's also a splitter, yep. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5 at least medium cargo containers in here, because it is a supply vessel. And it has a... There's the gyroscopes, and it has a... Yeah, programmable block, timer block, and I think that's the same the other side. Yep, same the other side. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that. I don't think there's anything else important on here so much. Nope. So that's that one. If I go back to F6 for myself. So that's the supply vessel, and that is the basis of what I'm building the rest of my fleets out of. So if you look down there, this is going to be, if you can see that it fits in, excuse me, perfectly, is basically a supply pad. So a single one of these is a supply pad that one of these ships will fit into, connected up, and this is one of them that I was kind of working on, thinking that might be a big ship, but now I'm thinking it's probably a bit too big as that, so this is probably going to be like a supply station type pad, which is what I've saved it as. So you got, because you can actually get out of the ship and then into doors, into a hallway that's in this little overhang or loop, sloped bit. That's better. And that's basically that from that. And then the next thing I worked on over here is some engineering rooms. I'm trying to make this as a generic thing that I will build into each of my larger ships, like an engineering room. There's two different versions, mostly because they're like not symmetrical, so there's like a right and a left section. Not that it really makes any difference to whether it's right or left, but so you got the two main reactors. I'm probably going to put more small reactors into each of these large ships, but there's the main engine, or the main power source. You got like 5 oxygen tanks, which I've just realised now is kind of irrelevant to the next section that I'll come back to over there. And it's got like 6 batteries, control panel, and these readouts that will have like the fuel, power, and O2. If I put I can't remember whose it is, M Masters script in, if I put that in, I believe, and it also has 2 O2 generators with an actual vent just here, and you can also come around this little section, open this door, and actually access the reactors if you need to manually put some fuel into one of the reactors if you've lost power. So, although that doesn't quite work if you've got no power and the door's there, but at least I suppose you can grind it down. Sort of. Maybe that's not quite how I should put. Maybe I should just put like a small panel, maybe I should just literally put. Where's the thing that I want? Panel, down here. One of these. That's probably what I should put instead. Why can't I see what was there? Yeah. So have the door open or something, and then just put this like that. So it's a small panel that you can just grind down nice and easy if you need to refuel it. So I probably will do that and edit it in a second once I've done this recording. So we come out here, and then that come through the door. There we go. The one down there is pretty much exactly the same, just oppositely done. So like mirrored, just that way. And then I moved on to this thing, which is my main cargo hold that I will be placing into all my ships with a very complicated looking system, but it's not really that complicated. It's just there is conveyor sorters sorting everything into each, certain things into each cargo hold. So this one is for just ores in general. This one will just take all the ores. This one up here, which hopefully will be accessible to the ship's crew, will have all the tools, just the way it connects up. I hope I'm going to be able to make that connect up into all of them. The next one, next double one, is then all the saying the wrong thing again. All the ingots, which have been refined, so there's double the space for them, because, depending on what kind of ships, but yeah, in the middle, yeah, that's where the middle one goes for the components. The tools there. Down in there's a little small one just there that is for ammo for ship's defences. So that's what's going to do there. It will connect out to the actual defences eventually. And then this double one here is all the components. And so again, that's doubled up because you'd probably want more of them, but you probably want just as much ore because you don't, or the ingots, because you don't know necessarily what ones you want. And then it is connected up to a supply pad, actually connected up to one properly. So that is how I will have my cargo. But then, as you can notice, I've also put O2 or oxygen containers all around this little section, which kind of has made the ones in the engineering rooms a bit irrelevant, but I suppose it kind of works. I'll just have to decide on which way I want it, but if I take them out of there, it's going to take a lot of workings, whereas on here it's not, but I think I'd prefer it here than there, so it's probably going to be a lot more work on that side. So yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything that I've done and everything that I'm currently working on. What I'm currently working on is the Denobtech Industries stuff, which is basically everything you see here minus those 4 small ships. So what I will do is, once I've got this video up, I will actually put everything here on the Steam Workshop. I'll make it so that there is literally everything. I may put the individual pad, I think I've got that set up. And obviously everything else. All these small ships, the supply vessel, the engineering right and left, depending on how much I'm going to edit that, I might edit that first. That supply pad, and the cargo hold. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's just mostly just an update as to what I'm doing with Space Engineers. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, please leave this video a like, leave your comments below, share with your friends through Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I don't know if Instagram's really a thing. That doesn't really work. I'm trying to get this working better, but yeah. And like, share, subscribe if you're not already, comment below, I've already said that, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now, guys.